in a world where cinema reigns supreme. Join us on an epic journey through the silver screen. Welcome to What's New with Stu, a movie review, with your host Dave Stewart, a video podcast where every frame tells a story. Get ready for insights, laughs, and film debates. From blockbusters to hidden gems, we've got it all covered. Lights, camera, action. It's time for What's New with Stu, a movie review. And now your host, David F. Stewart.
Our day has come. Most of the SS are dead. It's everyone for himself now.
Those of you who survive, bear witness. Let the world know what has happened here. God is with you. Now let nothing stop you.
The immortal words of the late great Benny Hill. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, all. Welcome to another episode of What's New with Stu, a movie review. I'm your host, Dave Stewart. And in this episode, we're going to talk about one of the greatest made-for-TV movies of all time. This is a film that doesn't have that kind of cinema quality that a Hollywood movie would. A lot of the violence is off-screen, but it's one of the more powerful films that you'll ever see, and it's based on a true story. It's a Holocaust film. I know I talked about The Gray Zone a few months ago, and of course, many have seen Schindler's List. But to me, this is up there with both of them as one of the top movies you'll ever see, and it's called Escape from Sobibor, which came out in 1987, starring Alan Arkin and Rutger Hauer.
In 1942, SS Chief Heinrich Himmler initiated Operation Reinhardt, Nazi Germany's final solution to the Jewish question. 3 death camps were built and staffed under top-secret orders. These camps, all in eastern Poland, were Belchek, Treblinka, and the most secret, Sobibor. Sobibor. It was here on October the 14th, 1943, that the biggest, most successful prisoner revolt in World War II took place.
It's based on the true story of the biggest breakout of a concentration camp or death camp in the history of the World War II, or the Holocaust, I should say, really. And it's an unbelievable film. Over 300 people were able to fight their way out and kill Nazis on the way to do it, and got into the woods. Now, a lot of them survived. Ultimately, some died, some were recaptured, and so forth. But it led to Heinrich Himmler, the head of the SS, dismantling the camp once it happened. The fact that they were able to kill them and break out was unlike anything that anybody had seen, and it's a real powerful film because most Holocaust films are not easy to watch, and I mentioned this in my Gray Zone review. They're very depressing because of the subject matter, and most of them do not have a happy ending, Schindler's List being the exception.
I saw the shower place, and there are no showers because all the people who go in there are killed. I saw the dead bodies. Everyone. Shlomo, our whole family is dead.
You knew this. You knew and you didn't tell us. My family are dead too. The sergeants. They said if I told anyone, they'd kill me. Our mother, and our father, and our sister are murdered. Now I want to kill. And I will kill.
This film has an upbeat ending because at the end of the film, where they're breaking out of the camp and they're killing Nazis, you are so pumped up at this point. You know, you should never root for anybody to die, but you can't help it, okay? You never root for Nazis. A lot of the violence is off camera. You don't see it like you would in Schindler's List or The Gray Zone. But it doesn't matter, you feel it. There's a scene with a baby, for example, where you don't see what happens to the baby, but when a gunshot goes off, your body shakes.
And how is the work progressing this morning?
There
are no babies in Sobibor. Because I'm in a good mood today, I'm going to let you live.
Give me my baby!
I don't understand. I'm offering you a chance to live. It's quite unusual.
I spit on your offer, you Nazi bastard.
There are scenes when things are happening, you're like, my God, I can't even imagine what it must have been like to live in what, by the way, was called a death camp. Auschwitz was actually not even called, it was called a concentration camp, where basically the idea was to ship people off and kill them. Now, obviously, there were people that worked there. In the movie, that's evident. They're making clothes for the Germans. They're melting down jewelry. The Sonder commandos were running the crematoriums. The film is basically a death camp where people are put to death, and that's really the main goal of the camp.
Hello, Sloan. What's going on in here? How can you do this in a place where they murder your families? They kill little children, and you make music. You laugh, you play games, you even make love. In here it's a carnival, and you work for these monsters. You pack up our clothing to send to Germany. My mother's clothing, my father's clothing. Now that you know the truth about Sobibor, will you still make jewelry for them?
What will you do? Refuse?
Consider yourself an honored person because you let them kill you?
No, you won't, as we don't. And every day will be an agony of conscience.
Now, Alexander Pachersky, better known as Sasha, and Leon Feldhelder were the characters of Rutger Hauer and Alan Arkin played in the movie, and they're based on real characters. And they're the ones that were primarily responsible for organizing the escape attempt. Especially Pachersky, who was a Soviet Union soldier who obviously, being that he had a little more experience with something like this, and obviously he was killing people, a lot of the Jews were just, they weren't murderers. So Sasha and Leon had to basically teach these people how to kill, basically, and they had to plan an escape.
I don't know if my men are capable of killing.
But killing the SS is the key to our plan.
I have a tailor, I have a carpenter, I have two shoemakers, I ran a flour mill.
Before the war, I was a bookkeeper. I played the piano. I wrote songs. They will manage because they have to.
But the idea was, at first, they realized that it wouldn't be fair for some of them to escape, because what was happening in Sobibor, if someone escaped, they would kill some of the people left behind as a punishment for the people that tried.
This morning, 2 prisoners escaped from North Camp. 13 other prisoners, no doubt inspired by that idiotic example, also tried to escape. If any of you would like to cheer, go right ahead. There will be no more escape attempts in this camp. I repeat that. There will be no more escape attempts in this camp! We are going to kill these 13 men while you watch. But we are going to do more than that. We are going to allow each of these men the privilege of selecting one of you as his partner in death. 26 will die today.
So Leon and Sasha realized that everybody had to have the chance to escape. It was over 600 people.
600 prisoners walk out the main gate. They just walk out. Right after evening roll call.
That's impossible. That's crazy.
Except for one thing. Nothing is impossible for us.
If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you're guaranteed not to miss any future updates of any podcast I have coming out. It's been said before that no movie can really recreate the Holocaust. How do you possibly recreate the Holocaust in a 3-hour movie? You can't. But I thought they did an incredible job of the time that they were given to show what life was like in Sobibor.
This is a death camp. Every day a train comes. All the people, everyone who goes to the showers is dead. Men, women, children, everyone.
Oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Oh, no.
The fire. The fire is their funeral.
Oh, God. They were my life.
You know, one of the criticisms of Schindler's List was that it was all told from the German perspective of Oskar Schindler. Some have, you know, the guy from the other side, and he's got to be the savior, or he's got to save the day. And a lot of movies have done this. This film is different. This is all told from the Jewish perspective.
What's your Christian name? I'm just trying to be friendly. What's your Christian name?
I have no Christian name. Only a Jewish name. My name is Herschel Zuckerman. And don't you forget it.
In Schindler's List, I didn't even know a lot of the Jewish characters other than Ben Kingsley and the maid until repeated viewing. And then when I heard their name, I knew who they were because I didn't know who these people were. They weren't famous stars, etc. In Sobibor, you know right away who these characters are, and it's stamped in your head as you're watching the film. So by the end of the movie, you know, when they mention Sasha or Leon or Toyve, you know who these characters are. You've just been through a lot with them. And at the end, as over 300 people are running into the woods, and some characters that we got to know are dying in front of our eyes, the narrator comes on and he tells you as the characters are running what happened to them, and your heart's beating with them, praying to God that there's going to be good things for the characters that you just lived a 3-hour movie with.
Over 300 prisoners escaped safely to the forest. Here, Ada and Itzhak Lichtman found each other. On the run, they managed to stay alive. After the war, they were married and emigrated to Israel, where they still live in Holland, near Tel Aviv, close to other Sobibor survivors.
And again, the ending at least has some hope and upbeat quality to it, as many did break out, and at least it did end to the camp's dismantlement. That is, of course, the big positive of this particular story. So I highly recommend seeing Escape from Sobibor. You can watch it free on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. It's a great film. I highly recommend it. Again, it's made for television. It doesn't have the kind of cinema look to it. It's not a film like it normally would be in a theater, okay? But it's a great, entertaining movie, and it's true history. And in the immortal words of the late, great Benny Hill, good night, viewers. Good night, all. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you at the movies.